Welcome back, everybody. This is Mog once more here on Mog's Cast, playing some Kerbal Space Program again today. This is going to be episode 3, and we're going to be putting up a station into orbit around Kerbin. As you can see, it's a pretty well-equipped basic micro station, basically. It's got a little mobile processing lab, got a hitchhiker's module, it's got RCS on it so that it can maneuver around, and a couple of docking nodes, as well as some good lights, so it'll actually be lit up and everything. It has solar panels, so that should be able to produce power. Now, there's one thing I noticed while building this rocket, and I think even the rocket beforehand, the one we used to go to the Mun. I didn't mention it because I think it just slipped my mind, but when the heck did piping of fuel become so different? Like, you used to be able to put the fuel lines at the bottom of the tanks and connect them, at the very base of your stack. Now you have to do it at the top, otherwise they don't drain properly. Like, you might be able to notice on high def, if you turn it on, there's piping at the top of these now, connecting the very upper tanks, that just seems odd to me. I don't know why I shut those lights off right there. It was kind of nice seeing the red. Anyway, but yeah, I thought it was kind of odd. It took me like 4 or 5 iterations to be like, why the heck is this not working? Do I keep losing piping, or what's going on? And then I was like, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here. And I tossed the fuel nodes on the top, and it worked, which I was glad to find out. But why did they change that? Can anybody possibly explain that to me if you're familiar with the newest updates and all that? It's not a big deal. It threw me for a loop while building this thing. But on the other hand, it's whatever. We're starting to get some actual stuff established. That's what we're going to be doing here. I'm going to try to get a station out toward the Mun, since that's going to be a pretty big hub for missions at this initial part before we can actually start unlocking some of the higher tier parts to get out to other systems or other planets like Duna. I'm excited. I can't wait to get to Duna and Jewel. Get a station out at Jewel. That'd be nice. I think it'd be a lot of fun. What I really want to try to do, and I've never been able to do this, not even in the old sandbox modes, I've never been able to get a single stage to orbit ship or a plane of any sort really out. I guess I have been able to get drone planes and little planes out, like little gliders out to Duna. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I've never been able to get an SSTO out there. I'd really like to try to give that a shot. Build an actual plane that is efficient enough, powerful enough to make it all the way out to Duna, to be able to fly around in the Duna atmosphere. It's a lot thinner. I might be able to get a lot higher up, possibly, depending on how well I build it. I've been really bad at building SSTOs, to be quite honest. We're setting up our node here, up at the apoaps of our initial climb here, so that we can get all set up at a good orbit. I think I didn't catch it there, what it was actually set at. It's been a few days since I recorded this. Doing post-commentary, if you hadn't noticed. I'm sure you probably have. But yeah, I've been really enjoying playing this game again. It's been a lot of good updates, a lot of cool things have come out. I hadn't really played it since, like, the asteroid missions and all the NASA stuff came out. And contracts made their way out. The last time I really played this was when science first got introduced, which was the last season. Budget is cool. That puts a whole new constraint on things. I've been really enjoying it. Are there any things that you might want to see me try to accomplish? I know there's a lot of cool things that we can do. Any sort of things you'd like me to visit? Any sort of challenges you want me to try to accept in this season? It's mainly just going to be me screwing around and messing up, messing with what we can do, see how far we can get before I hit a point where I just am sick of playing. It does happen. I mean, as great a game as this is, and as many times as I've come back to it, sometimes I just need to take a break. There are so many other good games out there. About to end our burn here for our circularization, it looks like, and we're pretty on point. There we go, cut our engines. Let's take a look. We're at about 113 on this end. Probably 115 at our apoaps. What our periaps is looking like, I'm not sure. Are we? Oh, we're setting it so we can get like an inclination. 150 on that side, and we're going to push out the other side to about 150, so that's going to be our orbiting distance. About 150, that seems pretty good to me. It's a low Kerbin orbit, all things considered. But I think it's good. It's a nice staging point. We'll get some other things put on up to the station here too. We're going to be doing things like fueling stations, bigger docking rings as we unlock that kind of stuff and be able to actually expand it, because I do believe they've actually optimized this a bit. I think larger stations actually are handled a bit easier now. I shouldn't get as much lag from the looks of things. I've messed around with it, but we'll wait and see what actually happens. Fast forward and getting some nice sunrise there around the planet Kerbin. Such a pretty game. Such a pretty game. I can't state that enough. I've got like my background at work set to a shot of Jewel, a satellite orbiting Jewel. It's just, oh my god, you can get so many great views in this game. Have you guys played this game? I know a few of you have, but I know it goes on sale occasionally for about 16. I tossed a tweet out a while back for it because it was on sale on, where was that? Humble Bundle, the Humble Bundle store. They had it up for like 16 and change, which is a great time to pick it up. The game's normally about 25 bucks, I think. Oh, I love this game though. It's so pretty and so calming to just float around in space and build rockets. You see that back there? That little friggin' panel? I don't know why that happens. It's the flat solar panels, and there seems to be some times when they just get sat behind, and I don't know why. Does that come with us? I'm curious if it's stuck to the lower section or if it's attached to the upper section. I guess we'll find out sooner or later. That's kind of annoying though. It's really kind of a pain because it could block building the station. Is it gonna follow us? I can't tell from this angle. Just wish I'd kind of look back and try again. Oh well, what can you do? It's coming with us. I just saw it rotate. Son of a bee. It's a ways back there, which is nice, but I have no idea why it's stuck. That's just a pain. Such a pain. Looks like we got our two little rockets. I think they're mono-propellant rockets that we attached to this guy. We're pretty much running on all mono. We don't have actually any liquid fuel on this at all. It's all electricity and mono. But we haven't used much of our mono. It seems to be pretty solid at this point. We're rotating to put ourselves on the north axis, a good docking axis around the equator there. Basically to keep your orientation at the same point at all times, as opposed to spinning and flipping around. It makes it a lot easier to dock if you can keep it here, right on north. Looks like we've got, who's our crew today? I can't even read it with this blurry preview window. Hudberry Kerman and Shepford Kerman, and I think we got some folks manning the science module too in the back. I think there's 2 or 3 people back there, because I think it needs a minimum of 2, so it's probably just 2. There's 4 people on this station. I don't think there's anybody in our Hitchhikers module currently. That's going to be extra space for folks that drop into the station, I suppose. But yeah, we've definitely got a long ways to go in our science tree still to unlock our bigger nodes, bigger rocket stacks, a lot of the other stuff. We need to unlock the rest of our drone supplies and rover materials so that we can make some of that stuff. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Build some rovers to get out to the Mun, collect a lot of rock samples that way, and those things are worth a lot. Really solid, I think. It's a great way to collect a lot of science quickly. The problem is then getting all that science back to Kerbin. You can definitely take it and get yourself loaded back onto a ship, or you can transmit it. But it'd be nice to transmit from a station. You don't really want to transmit from the surface if you can help it, unless you get a mobile lab out there. If you get a mobile lab and a good satellite, you can collect some good science, and you still gain benefits from then collecting later and actually bringing it back home. But you need to figure out that reusability, unfortunately. But look at that. Such a pretty, serene view. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I know it's a pretty straightforward one, just getting this up into orbit, but we had to start somewhere. We had to get a station up there somewhere. And this is the time we chose to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed it. We're going to be continuing on in this series, doing some more things. It may come out slowly, because I do want to take some time and actually do these videos well. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Cheers!